Speaking of go for it, Ivy barreled in position after Pak failed to follow through, and Kevin made the right call with the ace high, but unfortunately for him, this king on the turn leaves that ace high cooked.
You're going straight back to Toronto, right, Mike?
Interesting decision by him here.
Would I know who's
Yeah,
getting
Ivy's
married
just
to?
going to call
I don't think you would have met
trap. See what happens with Pak. I mean, an ace would obviously be the card he needs, but
I guess
will he
you're gonna
continue
go back there, and then if
bluffing
it's
here?
like sick
I-
here, you're
a
gonna
bluff
come
will
back?
almost certainly not work. I can't imagine Ivy folds here.
And this is a meaty bet into 555 here from Pak, who is putting
enough anyways.
Ivy all in.
And Ivy just kind of with a king. It's too big.
Yeah, he didn't make a meal of it whatsoever. Just said call, and Phil will be relieved to see ace 10 high. We are on the pure money bubble. Prize pool is going to yield 13 payouts. 56,000 euros will go to 13th and 12th. We're laddering all the way up. First place is going to be worth a whopping 740,000 euros. Paul Phua analyzing Queen Jack offsuit in the hijack, determining a min-raise open is appropriate. Pak goes with the flat from the small. Daniel Tang able to close the action with King 10, and this Queen 5 board smacks Phua for trips.
Sure.
Yeah, he's in position. Goes ahead and decides to bet, but looks like he's taking a small size here.
Well, looking to invite someone to continue with a lighter holding.
Pak here, ace high, backdoor hearts, thinking about it. Danny probably passes as well, but you never know. So yeah, that's exactly what he's thinking. I'm making it much harder for Paul to have. Obviously, Paul wouldn't fold those, but I could improve, and then, you know, maybe I get him to fold ace high. But fortunately for Danny, Paul is bladed.
He's
as they say.
got it. And Tang did not want to see Phua make this call. Here he is, out of position against the pre-flop raiser in an inflated pot.
When you're repping the hand your opponent has, tends to not work out well for you. So he's repping that he has a queen. Paul, you know, he's not going anywhere. You rep the hand your opponent has.
And Paul going to flat. Obviously, it's not impossible that Tang has him outkicked or perhaps has an even better hand, although at this point, none of those things are a concern as Phua makes queens full of jacks. What does he imagine he can possibly bet his remaining 955 at that will concede?
Well, not jacks anymore, but aces, kings, maybe 10s, 9s. I can get him to fold that. I don't know how many bet sizes there are other than the rest of Danny's chips. I mean, that's only maybe 60% pot. So he...
Where's your card? What do you have? I have quads.
Tang not amused.
My man's got the chip lead right now, and he's playing great.
And it looks like Patrick Antonius is taking advantage of our bottomless bento box policy here inside Casino Gran Via as he looks for sustenance. And now, once again, Soiza all in. This time with two kings. He has the best of it, but slightly vulnerable against the ace-king of Mike Watson. And the board, Queen 4 deuce, clean for the two kings. Can Soiza find a double?
I hope so.
Well, the
I like
three on the
this. We're
turn,
just-
and now suddenly an ace or a 5 would do the trick for Sir Watts here on the bubble.
I want to stay on the bubble. This has been fun. Okay, more bubble play. Let's go.
And here's a look at our updated chip counts at the feature table. Paul Phua, overall chip leader.
Cannonpong opening under the gun off of a kind of mid-stack that's handcuffed. Definitely a tight range. How's Paul going to interpret this here? You know, do you flat? Do you 3-bet? Do you just go all in?
He's
going
announced
3-bet.
335K here. And another ace-queen hits the muck behind him without
Snap
much
fold.
fanfare.
Yeah.
From Fedor. And obviously on the bubble, we can understand the ease with which he's able to arrive at that decision. Not so much ease associated with these two jacks, though.
Yeah, listen, Fedor understands that Cannonpong's range is going to be tight. Paul's not messing around. And Paul could be messing around here, but Cannonpong, you know, doesn't want to take the high-risk play and shove. And this is actually going to be a really interesting flop. I think versus this bet here, some of those hands like ace-10 might fold. So After Kanapong calls, like what will Paul do on the turn?
Yeah, he's already invested over $500,000 in this pot.
It's a tough spot for Paul. Paul's considering it. Paul's very aware that his hand is almost certainly not good. Oh, wow, he's going to go for it. Okay, so now it's interesting. Looks like he's going to choose a smaller size.
Yeah, downsizing to 300K, which is still beneath the pre-flop 3-bet size. Oh,
And
my
it
goodness.
works. Wow.
Gets it through. And that reality is one that Paul Phua can continue to leverage. He doesn't need an ace to open, but he's got one.
Oh, wow. And Kanapong has played super conservative.
Remember, we saw the ace-queen suited hit the muck earlier.
Yeah, but he calls with this.
He's in the big blind. Already 60K invested.
Ooh.
Ace, 8, 7. And this is an interesting one because both Kanapong and Phua have themselves top pair. Pake has got the nut flush draw. Well, we know that Pak is not going to be interested in folding to 200K into 465, given he's got a draw to the nuts and some backdoor straightiness working.
Kanapong short anyway.
He's only got 460 left.
Yeah. Just avoid the situation and slide into the bubble.
And Kanapong is going to get it all in. He has decided now is the time. And Dvoris in particular loves to see it.
You know, Paul may or may not fold his hand, but Pak certainly won't. He actually did have some fold equity, but he kind of had relatively more chips at the spot. But then in this spot, he knows that in the very next hand, it's almost a virtual guarantee that Daniel Dvoris will be all in with any 2 cards.
And so Phua correctly folds the ace tray. Pak makes the call and will give Kanapong a big spin. The turn pairs the board. Kanapong, safe for now. Can he fade a spade? Double and keep us here on the bubble. Burn down the river is a king. Not enough. And Kanapong is going to pick up a big pot and break the heart of Daniel Dvoris.
And Hol's going to speculate here. 10-7 suited. He feels like it's too much hand to fold for that price.
Flops middle pair on a jack-high 2-heart flop. Out in front of the pre-flop raiser. Holz will check. Checks back. Fedor picks up a huge bit of equity on the turn.
Fedor's working it out and goes with small bet, it looks like. 3rd pot.
Is the check raise too reckless in that spot?
I think so.
Does get called by Kanapong with just a naked ace-queen until the river, which is a clean queen, not the spade. Though the heart draw does get there.
Difficult spot for Fedor. Now, Kanapong is not, he has more chips than Fedor, so it's comfy for him to bet for value. Yeah.
Look at the sizing here.
Yeah.
Kanapong wants all of Fedor's stack.
I mean, great river card for Kanapong. Fedor has a lot of reason to believe that he had the best hand on the turn. That's why he bet. Did get called. The Queen of Hearts, not a great card, but...
Yeah, those pair of 7s crumbling under that big ask. 2 aces for Dvoris off of a 300K stack.
Yeah, how welcome is that?
Bigs. Yeah.
Mask that.
How much is it? 300 exactly.
300 and?
Yeah, he realizes the big blind has a lot of chips and it can definitely call.
And Pak with the queen jack suited is a customer.
So we have an all in here, but they're not just going to run the cards because in this situation you wait until both tables. Oh, there's an all in on both tables in the same hand.
There certainly is. Looks like an 8-6 suited off of a very short stack belonging to, I would presume, Seidel, given the location. Could also be Vogel saying unclear at the moment. King Jack will be the other holding, and it would appear to belong to Mike Watson.
I think Vogel sang because it appears he was standing up.
Oh, and King 4-4 means he can not only stand up but collect his belongings. 8-6.
Yeah,
draw dead with no help on the turn. Oh, wait a minute. The 8 rolls off, so now another 8. And the bubble's intact.
That would be a tall order.
Oh, it's a 6. So he made 8s and 6s, but unfortunately not good enough. And Tom Vogelsang will be the unfortunate Bubble Boy as he finishes 14th rather, on the outside looking in. My apologies. And we are down to 13 players. Everybody will be paid 56,000 euros locked up. And we come back.
Even if Dvoris busts here with aces, Vogelsang would still be the bubble boy because he had less chips.
Correct. Queen Jack is a gut shot straight draw on this 10-8-6 board. Vogelsang sharing his feelings about having busted in 14th. 5 of clubs on the turn is a safe card for the 2 aces. No 9. No problem. And Dvoris will double through Pake. The bubble has burst. 56,000 euros guaranteed. First place is a whopping 740,000 euros in change. Nothing of any interest in front of Kanapong, so he is left to defend his big blind with Jack 7. And flops a gut shot straight draw on the 10-9-6 board, which gives Phua second pair top kicker.
That's a cool name, Kanapong. I like it. This is... Saw Rob Young get his first Triton cash. He was very excited, and it is a nice one to have on your resume for sure. And wow,
How much count?
look at this, exercising.
I still like the first one better.
Wow, big bet here, Ali.
Yes, savage from Kanapong. And we saw him play extraordinarily tight with an ace-queen suited earlier when we were on the bubble, now showing that he is loose.
You know, Paul's just got, he's been chipping up, and as we see, aggression is usually rewarded. That is one thing in Nolam and Hold'em. When you are aggressive, you get people to make difficult decisions, and kudos.
Danny Tang with 1.1 million. Looks down at a couple of 7s.
You know, calling off with, this is sort of on the cutoff of feeling comfortable. You realize you're also going to have...
1.1 million.
Oh, man. And look at this.
2 queens for Kanapong directly behind Danny Tang. Come all in over the top to 195. We've got 2 players all in for their tournament lives up against these 2 queens.
No.
Ace.
Huge spot.
To the flop we go.
Wow.
King Jack 10.
Just don't leave us dead, okay?
Oh my goodness. That is...
Holy smokes, from outer space, the 7 of clubs arrives.
Wow.
5
What a card on the turn. Still has to fade.
Okay.
Hot, you win.
Nice.
The ace-9 has some outs to the straight.
Oh!
And the 9 on the river gives Kanapong the king-high straight, and he is going to scoop this pot, busting not 1, but 2 players.
I mean, Danny Tang, I mean, getting that 7 on the turn and then the delivery on the river, that's a lot, you know? It's like kind of it's just
emotional roller coaster.
It's a lot.
Meanwhile, on the subject of Phil Ivey, looks like he's fired a bet into Isaac Haxton here on an ace-high flop. Back at the outer table where they are playing 5-handed. Need a Halloween mask.
Yeah, you need...
Keep yourself safe from the Ivy eyes.
Yeah. Wow, he's really torn. All right, we're going to get to see him.
In it goes. On your backs, boys.
Got ace-X there. Weak ace.
Yeah. It's ace-3 with the gut shot straight draw against ace-9, and on the end, Ivy is unable to hit the 3 or the 4 to improve. So Haxton ends up with top 2, sending Ivy to the rail in 8th.
Wow.
Kanapong from Thailand, really making a splash, has shown us some things that I don't think we would have anticipated just a few years into his poker career. And then, of course, Paul Phua, the legend of Triton, the co-founder of the tour, looking for his first title.
It's a playable hand under the gun. Chip leader. King 10 of spades, 40% of a royal flush, boys and girls.
Yeah, queen 9 too good to fold. It's quite a flop, but so does Paul.
How's your luck, Voris? Flopping top 2 and you only have 59%, eh?
It's just going to be check jam and snap called, and as you mentioned, kind of unlucky to not be in a better spot than that. Look, I mean, Paul literally beat him in the pot. He helmuthed him in there.
Paul asking if he has a set.
Yeah, sweaty turn here. 59%, and just a few more outs. A king or a 10.
Five more out.
Or a jack. There, they usually pop up a graphic. Let's see the river.
Too many.
It was too many, but there you go. Divorce now will depart. And Paul, ace queen off in the cutoff, opens up. Paul with a big stack and a defend coming. Best hand, best position, and a gut shot to the 6-4 for Paul with 7-8 offsuit, but ace queen on a king high board, still the best hand. Goes for 225. Goes for the call.
I think we're going to have some like 33% leads.
Oh.
Look at this guy. He wants that title.
It's very tricky to continue. But look at this. I mean, this is class. This is world class all around. So many interesting rivers here, and that is one that is not good news for Paul because he does have 8 high. Do we just see the whole pile go in here? Is he going to bet? There's a little less, like a 1. Okay, so he's betting big. It looks like big. Wow. Wow. I mean, this is a fun hand, guys. It's super interesting, man. Ike's not a fun guy I'd want to bluff, too, right? Because you just know he's so capable of making insanely great plays and reads.
Yeah, he really needs Paul to be bluffing with exactly this, and he does let it go. Oh,
bravo.
Wow. Seidel here from 2 big blinds down to the final 5.
So he rips the king-queen off. And, talk about not great timing. The ladies find their way, playing like a true pro, playing great. And he has got Seidel in a difficult situation here. Ace 10, so is ahead. Sweaty flop, little extra. The jack would actually not only be a chop, it would be a win for Eric.
Rooting for the queens to hold here. Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, he can't believe it.
King queen, right? No. Queen. What the other side?
Wow, what a turn. So now it would have to be a king for a chop. Not going to happen. Just can't believe it. You play so well. You put yourself in position. You got Eric Seidel. We were just talking back from 88, getting cashes. And a huge, huge hand. King high straight going to go over to Mr. Seidel. And there is quite a flop. I mean, top pair versus middle set. And
oh boy.
What an absolute ridiculous flop. And Paul has a interesting decision here. He certainly is going to continue. The question is, does he call or check raise? And he does just call, so let's see how this plays out. There's certainly some action cards.
Oh, wow.
That's actually one of the best cards for Paul possible. It gives him a real chance to win the hand with the club. It also definitely opens up life from drawing 0% on a lot of turns. Oh my.
Wow.
Oh my. Wow. What a run out. I mean, what a run out. Wow, and he checked it.
Yeah, checks through. Okay, I mean, I just want to reiterate what an absolute gentleman Seidel is, you know.
Oh, and a relatively quick calls that ace king. Is that? Oh, ace deuce. So it was fast. Didn't think long, but it's just any ace in that spot. He knows what to do, and he is ahead.
Like hacks his head in and fold the deuce. And Heath just say, what about queen or a jack?
For the queen jack suited, although turns can be. So that actually is not a good turn for Heath because he loses
The
queen or the jack,
outs.
and he picks up a 10. Gets the jack, but not enough. So that is going to do it for Ben Heath. Look at that between second and fourth, how meaty that is. So there is
$250,000 pay jump between second and fourth. Oh boy.
Yeah, this is.
How about the 2 larger stacks?
1 million behind, right? 4 point something. What?
Yeah.
Couldn't blame him for showing a lot of aggression here. He does. Wow. Wow. And this would normally be a snap call, but with the other stacks, this is not a comfortable spot.
You could just immediately see the discomfort.
One of the world greats. He's been in so many. He knows the spots as well as anyone. This is 2 times he's got dealt ace queen, and he's been put into uncomfortable positions.
Really grim spot. You know, even if he gets shown 6s here, he's not going to love it.
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
Like,
He's not supposed to call if he could see his hand with 6s. He needs it better than
Oh, no.
he ultimately just decides it's too good.
Wow.
And wow, this is so big. I mean, this is so big for so many reasons. Either way, whoever wins this, so Eric would be up over 10 million. And wow, so the ace, 8, 8.
Chop opportunities.
Oh,
wow.
Oh.
that is.
They still have 8.
Oh, and huge pot. Eric Seidel from 2 blinds just after the money, barely sneaks in the money.
Look, man, Eric Seidel, first recorded Hendon Mob Cash going back to 1988. This man knows how to close out tournaments, and I'm all here for it, Jeff.
Yeah, well, I can tell you what, Paul also has been playing poker for a day or two.
He
Knows how to get it done.
He does.
He wants to get it done, and we are going to be, in a second, taking you over to this final table.
Wow, what
This
a
is
flop.
going to get to business here with the flush draw and
This is
2
sick.
pair. Bottom 2, 5 high flush draw. Kanapong knows what to do. You got 5 high and a semi-bluff. You're going to go ahead and put some chips in the middle. And Paul, he is going to check the temperature and send it up. Put the thermometer on Kanapong. And if you're Kanapong and you get check raise here, it's not an amazing spot. You do have you draw into a flush, but it's a 5 high flush. There's an outside chance you're over flushed.
Yeah, I was thinking like he could just level himself into
wow.
jamming here, just because he has fold
Wow.
equity. Paul shouldn't have too many strong hands. Paul does make the call. This is huge. Ike Haxton, Jeff. Watching from the sidelines as these two play a 9.1 million chip pot.
No, no, no.
Oh, so Paul is requesting a clean run out. Oh,
Okay.
it's red and it's a 4, but not enough. And Kanapong is going to still remain in, but he is in short shape.
266,000
Blind.
euros locked up.
He's going blind.
And big blind.
What a hand to pick up. You're down to 2 bigs.
So Ike deciding if he's going to call or shove, thinking about what he's doing and representing. Also, Eric probably just got to be so.
All in.
He doesn't really want to welcome in Eric for the extra EV here, and Ace-9 just strong enough, so
Same
pushes
hand.
it in.
I don't know.
Doesn't know. It's going to be a very nice sight.
Ooh.
Oh, they haven't even seen it yet.
Okay, special. Oh, nice net. Drop
It's
that
about
hand.
as good as a card you see other than a jack. the
Oh, so
10 of
he
clubs.
actually was all in blind.
Yeah,
What an absolute champion.
yeah. I mean, this is, you can see the percentages, how close it is. You would think Ace-9's in better shape. But look at this. We're going to get this sweat.
How's
Although
the-
Ace-9
how's the
does
blockers?
block
This
the
is
straight cards, but
fantastic. What a
still
hand.
picks up more outs. So we get full value excitement here.
What a hand to pick up blind, eh?
Oh, pairs a paying card,
All
but
according to
not
plan.
a jack. You can see all those cards. There's some outs available, and it is just not enough. Ace-9 gonna do the hold.
This man hasn't come here to not follow through on the river, if you ask me.
Yeah, we would have found out. We would have found out. We're not gonna know. Yeah.
This is close. I don't know. I really don't know. You could tell he's pained by it. When you got someone like Ike in the absolute blender like this, where he's thinking things through, you know it's close. Sat on around 10. Does make the call.
Put it in, and Paul is gonna see that he has the best hand and a match. And as we see, a king
not an
arrives,
exciting
and Ike shaking his head. He sees that is dicey proceedings. Gonna need a heart or an 8 or a queen for even a sweat, or else this is gonna be heads up, and it is
Okay.
not. So
Good
GG
luck, guys.
for Ike. It's close. Look at that, 9.7 actual chip lead nudge to Paul. Eric with 8.8 8, so it's really anyone's game. But look at that, 39-35. It's up for the making. It's up for anyone. I think Paul knows. I mean, this is one of those hands. Heads up, flopping a open-ended straight draw versus trips. This is definitely both players going to like the flop.
Well, Seidel boating up. Paul does not want to complete.
You know, it's you just aren't going to blame Paul for continuing to tell a story here. And Eric, this gives you a little bit of Rounders vibes, doesn't it? But really, I can't see any reason but just call, and he does that. And Paul is actually in for a really bad situation here.
Yeah, one hand in the cookie jar.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
And he is going for a healthy bet, and that is going to get met with a raise, I'm sure, for the full.
Yeah, things were really going Paul's way.
Raise all in.
Yeah.
Gets check raised.
Okay, something.
New chip leader.
As played, he is going to flop
Oh,
top
wow.
2 versus middle pair. So Eric decides to go for a limp strategy to start, and he's going to go bet right into a top and bottom.
Yeah, it's going to cost Seidel some chips. Like to see Paul just...
Bit problematic if you're Eric and you get check raised here. There are draws. It's a limp pot.
Yeah, I think mandatory continue here for Seidel. Just so many draws.
I mean,
as
or
mentioned.
9x, right? Yeah, you could have 9x.
And fortunate turn card for Seidel, because that card completing 3.
Seidel sorts it out. Okay, 2 7s for Seidel and Jack 8 suited first in. Would imagine Paul rips this. I mean, what is he sub? Yeah, 5. It's 8 blinds, right? This is just going in, and Eric's gonna snap call. And we are gonna see a coin flip
Hello.
for the title, and if Eric wins, it will be a spin from 2 to a title. If Paul wins, we're going to have a brand new match because it would be back to almost even here. The rail here gathering. I mean, this is, look at the energy in this room. Everyone looking on intently. It's
Look
Eric,
at the rail.
Eric versus the world. They're sort of shifting to the right there. A lot of, Jet. So tough start for Jack 8, 7-7 in the lead. Oh,
Wow.
jumps into the lead, the 8 on the turn, and just like that, 5%. We go to a 19-1 favorite to the river, and we're playing some more poker. Everyone, buckle in. Hello. 2 jacks, king 10. Don't really see a way this doesn't go in. This is how many blinds? I mean, what? He's on 10 blinds?
Yeah, it's just surely an open shove here from Paul, and again, just
Shove
going to run
in.
into it.
A fast call, 2 jacks for the man, Eric Seidel, and pin in, heavy rail, big moment again. And this time, though, Paul has more chips, and if he were to win, he would take a significant chip lead, but he is 70-30 dog. Oh,
Wow.
the king finds its way in the middle. Unbelievable. And look at that. Turn is clean, has to fade. 2 outs, 1 again to the river.
Wow, Jeff.
Wow. And as we were just saying, it can happen fast at the stack depth.
Day of the short stay.
And he is the chip leader all of a sudden. And we're getting some special final tables so far. What an,
I don't blame you.
what an important time. Eric almost can't fold. He does. He puts it in, and now Paul with the best hand. Ace-5, 60-40, 58-42. And a at-risk Eric Seidel is at risk. Either way, it's going to be history, but this is Eric standing up again. He says, we got to do this again.
Lucky number 18 for Paul, potentially just 5 cards away.
Oh, my goodness. Sweaty. Flops the gut shot. Saw the 5 in the window. Flop is now past us. We're going to go to a turn. Cards, and the 9 pairs the board safely. And look at this. We are 1 card away 77% of the time. Paul Phua will be the champion.
Gonna explode if this river's
Can
clean.
he fade it? Oh! He did it! Yes, sir! There he is. 2 legends hug it out, man. Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Look at that smile. That is a perma smile. You're going to see him all week. You're not going to be able to wipe that off of his face. Well done, Paul.
Let's go.
Oh, my goodness. What a moment.